All right. So welcome to the week 11 episode of the Sports Room Talk Show. Oh, wait, time out. I actually screwed that up. I forgot to do my usual intro. Max Nation and Dog Pound. Welcome to the week 11 installment of the Sports Room Talk Show. There we go. That's how we usually start things here on Unger to the Max. And this week we are playing the, let me see if I got this right, the 0-8-1 Detroit Lions. You guys should really have a couple wins on the season, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's they came in and said it would be a retool, but it's absolutely a rebuild, and it's a nasty rebuild that.
Yeah. But you and I, welcome to the show, Dequan. We actually talked a couple years ago on another show with, I think it was called 4th and 15 or something.
Yeah.
And I just remember you saying you were a Detroit Lions fan, so here we go. I got a little Lions love
Lions
right there.
helmet there, yeah.
Yep. And I got a little Lions pennant. Where is it? Right there. Yep. I know it's kind of hard to see, but I got it. So, you know, you're 0-8-1, but you've had some bad luck this season. The Justin Tucker field goal from 66 yards, the Minnesota Vikings kicking a game-winning field goal, the tie last week.
Yeah, it's kind of tough watching them go through all these growing pains. And, you know, throughout the season or the beginning of the season, when they kind of brought in Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, they said it would be a retooling, but this is absolutely 100% a rebuild. So I like the fact that they're getting a lot of these young guys in the game and getting them experience. It seems as if from game one to now, or last week versus Steelers, they've gotten better week to week. And the only thing that you can really see that's glaringly obvious is that Jared Goff is not a starting NFL quarterback, and this team is really undisciplined. They have a lot of unforced errors and a lot of turnovers that puts them in terrible situations on offense and defense. So it's a lot of shooting yourselves in the foot to, you know, just you can't be a bad team. You can't shoot yourselves in the foot and expect to win. So that's what you're seeing a lot game to game and week to week, but they are getting better. And DeAndre Swift is just outstanding. And, you know,
oh yeah,
it would be a breath of fresh air if they can figure out a way to scheme him and game plan to get him the ball a lot more than they're doing. You know, I think that Rams game when he scampered for that touchdown on that screen, and there are a bunch of times throughout the season where you see he's one of the best players on the field, and they just can't get him the ball, or something happens where Goff it's a missed throw, or but he's obviously the best player on the field. So like, look for him to you know, continue to get better, and you hope as a Lions fan he sticks around longer than just his rookie contract allows.
Yeah. And I would say him and TJ Hawkinson are your two best players offensively. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to not agree with that, but Hawk's probably getting schemed up by defenses to take him out of the game. And Goff can't get him the ball. So it's kind of difficult to say that it's anybody else, but it's absolutely on paper. It's TJ Hawkinson and DeAndre Swift.
And who are the other receivers that like Browns fans should be watching out for on Sunday?
I'm a Ross St. Brown. If they could, like, the thing is that he's not starting this week. I think you know, you saw him hobbled last week versus Steelers, and they were just checking the ball down, throwing screens, trying to get it out quick because he couldn't do much else. But I think St. Brown is really explosive. He's been a good player the entire season. The running game has picked up. You know, I know they talked a lot this season about the Lions having a good offensive line, and it's been makeshift the past few weeks with everybody out. They moved Penei Sewell back to the right side. And it's been something. I think they lost the center for I think the year. I can't recall off the top of my head, but it's been put together. But the ground game has been great. Last week, I think they rushed for close to 200 yards. So it's been something that the Browns are absolutely going to have to stop the ground game for the line or against the Lions for them to win. And because I don't see too much coming from Tim Boyle. Now, I watched Tim Boyle in the preseason and he wasn't horrible. Like he could throw the ball downfield. It wasn't accurate at all times. And it didn't look great at all times, but he would push the ball downfield, which is what is kind of hindering the Lions offense because everybody knows that Jared Goff's not going to throw the deep ball or not. He's not going to try to take that chance because he can't throw that ball. So it's been a weird few weeks in the NFL. The last few weeks you're seeing upsets in certain areas. So, but I think St. Brown, DeAndre Swift, TJ Hawkinson are going to be the guys that the Browns defense is going to want to focus on the most.
Yeah. Well, with how we got exposed by a rookie quarterback last week, granted, he was coached by Bill Belichick, but still, Mac Jones is a rookie.
And Mac Jones is good though, man. He's been throwing the ball around and he's relied on the defense earlier in the year, but the last few weeks he's been picking it up and he's been picking teams apart. So it's nothing to be ashamed of if you're a Browns fan.
Yeah, but it's like now we're going against. I don't even know like the Lions quarterback was even drafted. What was his name again?
Tim Boyle.
Okay. I don't remember ever hearing that name like being drafted. So he probably is an undrafted rookie or something. I can look this up.
I'll look it up right now. But I think he's kind of a journeyman. He's been around the league for a few years. He was in Green Bay, I think it was. And then he was drafted by the Packers. He spent some time behind Aaron Rodgers in 2019, and that's pretty much it.
Gotcha. It's going to be his first career start on Sunday.
Yeah.
So, it would be very Browns-like to allow a guy making his first career start to go off. For some reason, we have a tendency to do that.
Yeah, but I think the Browns have been it's kind of worrisome, I would say, from a Browns fan's perspective because Baker Mayfield is injured and they're throwing him out there against probably a team that they don't need to throw him out against. Who's the backup? Is it
Keenum?
Yeah, Case Keenum. I think Case Keenum
should be starting.
I think he should be the guy that gets the go ahead this game and allowing Baker to get some rest against, I don't think this is a letdown game if you put Case Keenum in, but you're risking further injury if you throw Baker out there and, he happens to get roughed up a bit by the Lions pass rush, which, that's weird to say, but I think, the guys that they have can put pressure on the quarterback, but you really don't want to risk that against a desperate Lions team at the most.
Right. Especially considering next week we're on the road on Sunday Night Football against Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. And it's a division game and it has, the Browns are fighting for a playoff spot, even fighting for the division. So, you really want to put your best foot forward out there. And I've been kind of hard on Baker because I'm with, I guess, the public is saying that he's not really my first choice as quarterback. I think that they should look elsewhere next year.
I 100% agree with you on that one.
Yeah. So, I think you would want to put your best foot forward going against the Ravens next week. So this is going to be kind of a tricky game for Nick Stefanski to manage.
Yeah, I think this is a bit of a trap game for the Browns because, you had what was supposed to be a big game last week against the Patriots, and that quickly turned into a rout. And then you have a game against the Lions, which, it could be a sleepy type of game because the Lions are winless. And it's like, oh, it's the Lions type of thing. No disrespect.
Looking them for next week, yeah.
Yeah. Not to disrespect Detroit in any way, but you see what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're absolutely a terrible you can't put it any other way. The Lions are a terrible team, and they're desperate right now. So you get a Browns team that's looking ahead to the Ravens in that matchup that's in the division. you could absolutely fall into a trap and lose to this really desperate team. So I get exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, I think I'm not picking the Lions to win, but I think I would not be. Let me say it like this. I'm not picking Detroit to win, but I think this is 100% a trap game. And if the Browns lose, it's their own damn fault.
Yeah, absolutely. I might go out on a limb and pick Detroit somewhere. I don't know. I just see, they, like I said, they continue to get better week to week and they continue to fight. Like that Steelers game, they caused some turnovers. If there were a couple of drops in overtime where, if they catch that interception towards, I guess it was, I think like 6 minutes or so, or 4 minutes, that last drive or so,
Yeah.
they put themselves in a field position to kind of kick another field goal and get a chance to win. They missed the field goal to win the game, and then they caused that fumble to end up with a tie. So, it's absolutely a team that's fighting and desperate for a win. And, they got that taste of a tie. So you never know what's going to come with this game plan this week, because Dan Campbell's trying to rally his troops and he's doing the best he can.
Right. I'm trying to remember the last time the Browns beat the Lions anyway. Because, God, when we played you in Detroit last, we lost that game. And then in 2013, we lost here in Cleveland. And then before that, it was the game in Detroit where Stafford got injured with the shoulder injury.
It's like 2009 where they keep playing it on like NFL Network, like the longest cut in NFL Network history, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. So I think if I remember correctly, we have a 3-game losing streak against the Lions.
Uh-oh. That sounds like it's making for a Browns victory.
Hang on. I want to look this up. Let's see. Okay. Back in August 29th, we beat the Lions 20-16, but that was a preseason game. That doesn't count. Sorry, but it doesn't. Let's see. Let's see. 2017, the Lions won 38-24. 2013, the Lions won 31-17. 2009, Lions won 38-37. 2005, the Lions also won 13-10. The last time the Browns beat the Lions was in 2001.
Man, I like that. I didn't know that. That's a nice little streak there. It might come to an end this weekend, though.
Yeah, Detroit leads the series 19-5.
That's probably the first time that's ever been said about Lions football.
Yeah. I was at that game in 2013, so I can say I got to see Megatron.
There you go. I don't think I've seen Megatron play in person.
So I bet you didn't know this. Detroit's never played in the Super Bowl, but you've gotten to host it.
Yeah, Super Bowl 40.
Yep. The Browns are the only team to not play in the Super Bowl nor host the Super Bowl.
It's a cold weather city. That's tough because they're going to have to get another stadium, and it's probably going to have to be inside for that to happen.
Yeah.
Cleveland's not really a landing destination in February.
No. And yet we're getting the NBA like All-Star weekend here in February.
Yeah, that's surprising.
But at the same time, like all that stuff is going to be indoors at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, and
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. Cleveland's probably going to have to. The Browns are probably going to have to get an indoor football field for any time, or they're going to have to just get to the Super Bowl. And I think probably getting a new stadium is going to happen before that.
Yeah, I feel like, it's so weird because going into the season, based off of how we did last year, going 11-5 and all that, people were saying, oh, the Browns are going to win the division. They're going to go to the AFC Championship. There were even some crazy people going, the Browns are going to go to the Super Bowl. The Browns are going to go to the Super Bowl. I'm like, slow down, slow down. Yes, we made it to the AFC divisional round against Kansas City. Yes, we only lost by 5. But when was the last time we won the division?
Yeah, it's weird seeing Baker Mayfield's regression. Because he played pretty decent last season, and I think Stefanski did a good job finding ways to get him to complete passes and get to his receivers. But it's just they're carried by that running game and that defense. That defense is really good, anchored by Garrett, and then Nick Chubb and even Dearness Johnson coming on, Kareem Hunt. Like, it's a really great 3-headed monster. It's just when you need it, you need Baker to step up, and oftentimes he just isn't there. I think we were discussing, I think it was before we hopped on here, just how much they may need to explore another option next season. So, you guys, they're on the cusp. It's just, finding the right pieces to suit this team moving forward.
Right. I mean, like 3 times this season, we've been asked Baker to go lead us on a 2-minute drive to go win the game.
Yeah.
And he's 0 for 3.
Yeah. And, I want to say those things come with experience and come with time. It just doesn't seem like he can do it, though.
Yeah. And people want to make the excuse, oh, well, he's had 3 or 4 different head coaches and 3 or 4 different offensive coordinators. Okay. But the coaching staff has stayed the same from last season to this season.
Carryover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean that's just the nature of playing quarterback in the NFL. There are those that can do it. There are those that will come back, and there are those that can't. And right now it's looking like Baker is one of those that can't. So, hopefully, like I think we were discussing also just about him playing through this injury this week. Like, I think Case Keenum is a suitable enough backup to get the Browns through this game, and hopefully Baker doesn't injure himself because with that look ahead to next week versus the Ravens, that's a way more important game than just beating the Lions.
Right. I mean, the remainder of our schedule is at Ravens on Sunday Night Football, bye week, hosting the Ravens, then hosted the Raiders, at the Packers on Christmas, at the Steelers on Monday Night Football, and then hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. So it's division heavy.
Yeah.
The rest of the schedule.
And then go ahead.
You guys right now are 0-2-1. I feel like Najee Harris, where he's just like, wait.
I didn't know you could talk. Yeah.
Right. It's just like you guys are 0-2-1 against the AFC North. So this is your last game. Right now, we're 1-1 against the NFC North. There we go. Don't worry, I can English. I promise.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just those cross division rivals. I don't really see the NFC North being as tough as it was. It's Green Bay, and then there's everybody else. Like, the Vikings are so inconsistent, and the Bears are just getting their footing with Justin Fields. So, it's one of those.
Khalil Mack is done for the year.
Yeah, absolutely. So, it's one of those things where there's a lot of parity in the NFL right now. So I think we're getting some, I don't want to say good football. We're just getting different results, and it's nobody's really separated themselves. You see out in the AFC West, there are teams that could have taken a huge lead on Kansas City, and now maybe Kansas City finds their footing again and get back to where everybody expected them to be.
Right. Yeah, this is not going to be an easy game on Sunday. We've kind of already talked about that, but Dan Campbell has instilled this keep fighting all the way to the final whistle type of thing. I don't know about the whole biting your kneecaps thing.
No, yeah, that was crazy.
I didn't understand that when he would say that at his press conference. So, being that Baker has some injuries in the lower extremities, he may want to wear extra padding.
Yeah, I think he's eccentric. Somebody that I didn't like the hire. I still don't like the hire. I think they need a football guy that knows X's and O's and schemes and creative ways to revolutionize the game of football. I think Dan Campbell was a culture hire, and I don't think he's going to pan out or last that long. I think probably moving on into, I think, middle of year 3. I don't see things turning around, especially with Goff as a quarterback. So I'm interested to see what they do in the offseason, as far as bringing in somebody to push Goff or bringing in somebody that actually can play quarterback, because, people want to say that he doesn't have weapons, which is the case, but he got DeAndre Swift and TJ Hawkinson, and he has speedy guys who could be something if they had a receiver or a quarterback who could get them the ball in a timely manner or make accurate throws or even take the shots downfield. I truly believe like it's a next man up thing in the NFL. And suffice it to say that if Matthew Stafford was still quarterback of this team, I don't think we're having those conversations, because Stafford can push the ball downfield and he can make guys, which has been a testament to what you're seeing with him doing with Cooper Kupp. Like Cooper Kupp is on pace to, or up until last Monday, he's on pace to beat Megatron. And I think his single season record. So, it's definitely something where it's a tale of two cities, or a tale of two quarterbacks at least.
Yeah. Speaking of, you mentioned tale of two cities, I actually wrote an article about this on this story. So at this season, forgetting Arizona, Houston, and Denver for a second, we host Chicago, Detroit, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati. And being that all those cities are relatively close, it got me thinking, which of those teams is going to bring in the most opposing fans? And the most common answer I got was Pittsburgh. But surprisingly, there weren't a lot of Steelers fans at the game back in week 8 or whatever that was.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there will be a lot of Lions fans at the game, since it's only a 2-hour drive? And no?
I don't think the fans are excited about this team. Like normally when they're bad, they still get that support, but I think people are honestly fed up of the Ford-led Detroit Lions, just because they've had them since 1964, I think it is, and it's just been no results. So how can you keep cheering for something that's so putrid?
Gotcha. Yeah, my answer was actually Baltimore, because I know Baltimore is like 6 hours away from Cleveland, but like before the season, I was thinking, okay, that week 14 game when we host the Ravens could just be the one that decides who wins the
division. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, Ravens fans are going to want to come out and support their team and all that. And obviously it hasn't played out like that. I think Baltimore's pretty much running away with the division at this point.
Yeah, it's weird that it wasn't the Steelers, because the Steelers fans, they always travel well.
Yeah. There were not that many Steelers fans at the game. It was shocking to me.
Yeah.
So overall, it seems like you think the Browns might blow out the Lions. Is that kind of what you're thinking? Or
I think the Lions will play tough. What's the weather going to be like there? Have you seen anything for that?
It's good. I don't think it's going to be that great of weather. Let's see. Let me pull up trusty Weather Channel. Let's see. Let's see here. Daily. On showers early, becoming a steady light rain in the day, high of 47. Winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour, chance of rain 80%.
Okay, so that kind of changes the game, and it might change my opinion. It might not be a blowout. If is Chubb out?
No,
Chubb's playing.
I'm pretty sure Chubb is playing.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's basically going to be a Chubb game, probably a running game where they control the ball. If they can not turn the ball over because you get those muddy, ugly games where it's a ground game. There may be some defensive players that get their head on the ball. Running backs tend to fumble in rainy games. So if they can protect the ball, it may be a blowout. But last week in Pittsburgh, it was the same, kind of conditions, nasty game. And the Lions showed up and they forced some turnovers. So,
Yeah.
depending upon, I don't see Tim Boyle being able to move the ball. So that's my only thing. I think if they come with a steady game plan of Swift and whoever, I mean, the Lions backfield it's kind of makeshift too. So it just depends on, what the game plan is. And I think Dan Campbell's kind of a, run between the tackles, get the ball upfield type of coach as he took over the play calling last weekend. I wasn't impressed, but it was a gritty game and he called a gritty game script. So with what I know about this team, I think they'll fight early and then the Browns will probably pull away.
Yeah. I'm unlike you. I actually think it's going to be, a tough, grind it out type of game. It's going to be wet and sloppy. Sorry, I'm just doing something super quick.
It's fine.
But yeah, I'm picking the Browns to squeak out a win because I know how much the Lions fight. I don't think they're just gonna roll over and be like, okay, here's a win. We'll pack up and go back to Detroit and get ready for the Chicago Bears on Thanksgiving. Bye. No. I think it's gonna be low scoring. I'm going with, I don't even think this game reaches the 20s. I'm going 17-14 Browns.
I like it. I probably couldn't give you a score right now, but I think it's going to be something where it's probably 10-14 point victory or 10-17 point victory for Cleveland.
Yeah. Browns are, you said earlier, you're a sports betting. You like to do sports betting. The Browns are favored by 10 in this game. Are you going to put money? So would you say put money down on that?
I would. I think it was plus 10 that I saw it, or plus 11 that I saw today. So, it's hard for me to give you something definitive because the last 3 weeks have been so weird in the NFL. You saw that Baltimore Miami game on last Thursday, and then the Texans, or not the Texans, but
the Jaguars.
Yeah, Jaguars, Bills, and then Washington beat Tampa Bay. So I think, like you said, this is one of those trap games where you're getting a hungry Detroit Lions team. If I had no money on it, I would say the Browns win by 10-17. But if I threw money on it, I'm pretty much a jinx, somebody that you need to fade all the time. So if I'm telling you 10-17, you might want to throw some money on the Lions and the plus.
All right. One other quick thing. Usually, when it comes to the Browns, I'm a very superstitious fan, and depending on the opponent, I changes how much I do the superstition. But for this game against Detroit, because I tried going all out last week against New England and that failed, I'm going to go completely in the other direction and not do any of my superstitions and see how that works out.
There we go. I like it. You sometimes you got to fade what you do, go against the norm and see if that does the trick.
Yeah. So, well, thanks for coming on the show. Glad we got to work this out. Yeah, you're helping me because I'm trying to do a video collaboration for every game on the Browns schedule.
Okay.
So I appreciate that.
No doubt.
Do you want to plug yourself in any way?
Yeah, you can check me out on Bets TV if you're into sports gambling. I'm the producer on Last Word Cheetah. We also do Who Wants to Be a Betting Extraordinaire, where we give away $25,000 if you can put together a string of 7 wins. Also catch me on Quality Sports. That's my channel, which will be relaunching here in January. We do some fun things there where we do trivia games. I do my video essays just like I used to do for Total Pro Sports. And Football with the Lions fan may be coming back next year. We'll see how I'm feeling. But Quantity Media on Twitter, QuantityMedia.
All right. And you can follow me on Unger to the Max on Facebook and on Instagram and on Twitter. You can also follow the Sports Room on Facebook and Instagram. Also, go subscribe to my new YouTube channel, So What's the Catch, which is a radio show that I do every Wednesday from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock on All Sports Cleveland, emanating from the Ohio Media School with James, Kramer, Brian, myself, and the one and only Chirk Berserk, who for some reason is obsessed with Taco Fall. Don't know why, but he's obsessed with Taco Fall. But for now, I will catch you later and I'm going to try and shoot some in-game footage while I'm at Lions-Browns this week.
All right.
So be on the lookout for that. But until next time, I'm Unger to the Max. That's Dequan, and we will see you on the next episode of the Sports Room.